do like hot reads. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna read it one time, another time, third time, and then we're gonna read the whole thing through, okay? And you should increase after every single time. So, let me know when you're ready. Ready? Go.
People have been interested in the
Egyptians.
and the things they practiced for hundreds of years. That's because so much of what they did was strange. Considered the mummies Egyptians felt they had to keep the dead from looking dead. So they went to get trouble to
Preserve.
the bodies of the
Deceased.
deceased. The first step in mummification was the removal of internal body parts. The brain has taken out first, following by the organisms. All of this was done with a little damage to the body was possible. Remember, the Egyptians wanted the body to stay the same, all that was left inside
Stop.
the body.
Okay, so we went further this time. All right, so we went 100, 1, 2, 3. So you had 90 words read. So how many words did I set? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So 83 is our first one. 83 out of 100 is our first read. We're gonna do the same thing, okay? Egyptians, great, preserve, deceased, brain was taken out, and then organs, okay, instead of organisms, all right? Let me know when you're ready to do it again.
Okay.
Ready? Go.
People have been interested in the Egyptians and the things they practiced for hundreds of years. That's because so much of what they did was strange. Considered the mummy Egyptians felt they had to keep the dead from looking dead. So they went to get trouble to preserve the bodies of deceased. The first step in mummification was the removal of the internal body parts. The brain was taken out first, followed by the organs. All this was done with the little damage to the body was possible. Remember, the Egyptians wanted the body to stay the same. All that was inside the body was the heart. This was left to preserve the person's humanity and their intelligence.
Stop. All right, so we're at 120. 1, 2, 3, 4. With only 5 mistakes, so we're at 115 this time out of 120, which is good. All right, so let me know when you're ready to do it. This time it's gonna be the last time timed, then we're gonna read it all the way through, okay?
Okay.
Let me know when you're ready.
Okay.
Ready? Go.
People have been interested in the Egyptians and things they've practiced for hundreds of years. That's because so much of what they did was strange. Consider the mummy Egyptians felt they had to keep the dead from looking dead. So they went to get trouble to preserve the bodies of the deceased. The first step of mummification was the removal of the internal body parts. The brain was taken out first, followed by the organs. All of this was done with a little damage to the body as possible. Remember, the Egyptians wanted the body to stay the same. All that was left inside the body was the heart. This was left to preserve the person's humanity and their other intelligence. The next step was to remove as much pustules as possible.
Stop. All right, 135. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6. So 129. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we're at 124 was our end. That's awesome. You started yesterday at